Zara Chikere came from a strong family of women. Her mother and grandmother had names like Oluwafunmilayo and Esther Bell. They were women who could make zobo hibiscus tea with ease and share wise advice. They looked gentle, but deep inside they were powerful, like many strong African women before them. Zara never thought she would marry someone rich and famous. Not a king with a crown, but a man from a powerful American family that made money from oil. His name was Roman Barlow. Roman was very handsome and confident. His skin was dark and smooth like polished stone. He came from a family with plenty of money and rules. When Roman entered a room, everyone looked at him. They met at a special event for writers. The place smelled like old books and expensive perfume. Roman told Zara she looked like a poem and spoke like a prophet. Zara laughed and told him to read more books written by African women. He listened. Not long after, they fell in love. Their wedding was big and beautiful, like something in a fashion magazine. There were red roses from Ecuador. The guests wore fancy clothes. Zara wore a dress with beads, made by a Nigerian princess who had left the country. But even with all the dancing and pictures, some people were whispering behind the scenes. At first, Zara felt like a visitor in her own life. People whispered things about her. Does she even know how to order wine? She's from Mississippi, right? She writes? How cute. Things started to change slowly. Her last name changed after marriage. Then her voice. Roman's mother, Lady Jocelyn, gave her a fake smile one day during breakfast and said, "You're not in Lagos or Mississippi anymore. Our family doesn't do things like that." Zara's natural hair was cut short and straightened. She had to speak differently, eat differently, and laugh at jokes that weren't funny. Even the way she said salmon had to change. Bit by bit, Zara stopped recognizing herself. No one called her Chikere anymore. Her Nigerian roots were removed from her online pages. Her voice lost its African sound. The stories she used to write, about strong women, were forgotten. Her mother's photo was missing from the house walls. Even her sadness was hidden. One evening, wearing an expensive robe picked by Roman's stylist, she asked the chef to make ofada rice. Roman didn't even look at her. "That's poor people's food," he said. Zara whispered, "It's my heritage." Roman laughed. "Your heritage is Cartier now. Act like it." Zara felt empty. At the Barlow Foundation event, she stood next to Roman like a statue. People took pictures. They smiled at her, but no one asked what she truly cared about. Then she heard Roman joking with his friends, calling her ethnic magic, because she looked good in photos. Zara's heart broke. But something deep inside her woke up, not anger but strength. A memory of her mother, of her grandmother, of African women who never gave up, even with less than she had. She started to see things clearly. She saw the housemaid's worried eyes. Her messages to friends didn't go through. Her emails disappeared. Even her phone started acting strange. When she tried to call her best friend Amara, the call kept cutting. Later that day, Roman came into her office with orange juice and a sweet smile. He told her he changed her phone plan. "Too many Nigerian scam calls," he said. "Just keeping you safe." Zara didn't speak. But she was not afraid. She realized Roman was trying to erase her. Bit by bit. Her schedule was full of events she didn't agree to, parties, photo shoots, interviews. All planned by Roman's team. Her life looked perfect, but she was not living it. One day, she told Roman's assistant she was too tired for a photo shoot. The woman laughed and said, "Being tired is not part of your brand." Zara frowned. "But I didn't agree to this." The assistant replied, "Well, the prenup says your image belongs to both of you now." Zara felt like a prisoner in a beautiful house. But she was watching. And waiting. She was not finished yet. That night, under a shining light that looked like falling ice, Zara sat alone and cried. But the big house was too quiet. It didn't even echo her sobs. Her tears felt lost in the silence. Then, during a loud thunderstorm, the truth came out. Rain hit the windows hard. The wind sounded like crying spirits. Zara couldn't sleep. Barefoot, she walked around the house and opened a cabinet Roman never let her touch. Inside, she found a black folder. It was full of papers, house documents, secret agreements, and then she saw it. The prenup. She had only read a little of it before the wedding, thinking love would protect her. But now she read every word like her life depended on it. When she reached Clause 17b, her heart froze. It said, "If the wife shows signs of sadness, confusion, or anger, the Barlow family can send her to a doctor, or even a secret hospital, to protect the family's image." Zara's hands shook. She whispered, "He can lock me away, just for crying." The lightning flashed. In the mirror she saw herself, beautiful, scared, and alone. The next morning she faced Roman. He didn't even look scared. He drank his coffee slowly. "That clause is for your good too," he said. "You cry a lot. You said so yourself." Zara's voice was calm. "Crying doesn't mean I'm crazy." Roman smiled. "Maybe not. But what's crazy depends on who tells the story." At that moment, Zara knew. Roman was not just her husband. He was her jailer. She stopped sleeping well. Every night she walked through the house. The cold floors felt like ice. Her silk robe made soft sounds as she moved. She felt like a ghost. But a ghost who was watching. One day near the piano the maid dropped a bunch of keys. Before she could stop herself, Zara picked them up and hid them. Later, she used them to open a locked door Roman had said was just storage. The room smelled old and sad. On the wall she saw a painting of a woman, tall, dark-skinned, proud. The woman wore the same gold necklace Roman had once given Zara. But the woman's eyes in the painting were scratched out. Below the painting was a name. Naomi Barlow. 1991 to 2018. Zara gasped. His first wife. The light above her flickered. The air felt cold, like a ghost was breathing near her. Then something strange happened, not a sound but a feeling deep in her bones. It said, "He took me, piece by piece, until I disappeared." Zara ran. Her heart beat fast. But the next night she came back. She looked under the wooden floor and found an old notebook, Naomi's journal. It was dirty and torn. Some pages had stains that looked like blood. Zara read it all. Inside, Naomi had written, "If anyone reads this, please don't marry him. He made me feel like I was broken. He lied to me until I didn't trust my own mind. Then he said I was crazy." His mother signed the papers. "They sent me to a hospital in France. I escaped once. That's when the accident happened." Zara was reading a book when something shocked her. Her husband, Roman, told the world that his first wife, Naomi, died in a skiing accident. But Naomi never talked about snow. Zara knew something was wrong. "He has done this before," she whispered. That night she had a strange dream. She saw herself standing in a red desert. The sky was full of fire. The wind was loud and strange. 4 women stood in front of her. They were her ancestors, women from her family long ago. One carried a bowl. One had a knife. One held a scroll. The last one, her grandmother, held Zara's hand. They didn't speak. Zara understood. She woke up with dust on her hands. And something had changed inside her. She was no longer just a quiet wife. She was the daughter of strong women. Roman thought Zara was still weak. He made her appear in TV shows and live streams to promote their family brand called the Barlows. People laughed at Zara's quietness on the red carpet. They made jokes and called her the quiet wife. But Zara was not joking. She started to act differently. She let people see the sadness in her eyes. She held her glass too tightly. She stopped smiling. People online noticed. They asked, "Is she okay?" Zara didn't answer. Zara began to get help quietly. A stylist gave her names of news people. A gardener gave her old newspapers with Naomi's story. A writer offered to help share her book. Then one day, while Roman was on his big boat with his rich friends, Zara sat quietly at home. She read her book while the sun shone. That morning Roman died. People said he slipped and hit his head. But many didn't believe it. Zara didn't cry. She went to the prayer room, burned incense, and sang her grandmother's song. Then she wore white clothes as tradition says. Soon after, the Barlow family kicked her out of the house. Her card stopped working. Her name was removed from papers. They said, she was just Roman's wife. She owns nothing. But they were wrong. A banker came to her door with a letter. Roman had left a secret will. He gave Zara control of a big company that was very important to the Barlow family. Zara now had power. The family called a secret meeting. They smiled and tried to bribe her with a house in Paris and a new life if she gave up her power. Zara came wearing her grandmother's coral beads and a strong look. She didn't say much. She gave them a letter with a big surprise. She was not stepping down. She was bringing in a new board, women who had once been ignored and hurt by Roman's empire. After that, the Barlows got angry. They went to court and said Zara was crazy. They showed her prayers, dreams, and therapy as proof. They said she believed in spirits and magic. They tried to make people think she was mad. But Zara was not afraid. She hired Kemi, a powerful lawyer with long dreadlocks. Kemi knew how to fight in court. She brought strong women with her. Together they stood with Zara. Zara didn't hide. She told her story. She fought back. The cage was broken. The fire had started. And this time no one could stop it. Zara didn't fight only for herself. She fought for every woman who was forced to stay in a marriage because of unfair contracts. People talked about her everywhere. Some called her a witch. Others said she was just a sad widow. Her enemies shared videos of her crying, photos of her secret prayers, and pages from her private journal to shame her. But Zara stayed strong. After 11 hard weeks in court, the judge ruled in her favor. He said she was not mad. He also said the marriage contract was unfair and wrong. Zara got back her shares in the family company. She got money, her job back, and power over the family's charity. But the best part? Her fight changed the law. A new rule called the Zara Act was made. It stopped people from putting secret rules in marriage contracts to control women's lives. Zara used her new power to help others. She started the Naomi Law Fellowship to give money and help to women who were treated badly in marriage. Her group, the House of Unquiet Brides, became a safe place for women around the world. Later, she turned the big family house into a museum called Naomi House. One special room, the contract, showed pages from her marriage, old videos, and her powerful words. I signed with my hand. But I stayed with my heart. And when my heart was no longer convenient, they tried to erase the woman it made me. Zara wrote a book called The Gilded Trap. It became a bestseller in days. Some countries even banned it. But people around the world talked about it, cried over it, and felt stronger because of it. She didn't write the book to take revenge. She wrote it to set people free. Zara later started a group to give money, therapy, and jobs to women leaving toxic marriages. She spoke at the United Nations and said, "Every empire has stories. It's time to tell the women's side." Now, Zara lives between Lagos and New Orleans. She helps other women share their stories too. She no longer needed the spotlight. Her voice was strong enough.